I'm one of your firefighters here in Monument, Tri-Lakes Monument Fire Protection District. I've been here since 2001. I've been an engineer, driver, a firefighter. I heard you the first time. I've been a lieutenant, a captain, and then I took a promotion to fire marshal. So I was kind of getting a little bored on the fire truck and said, I want to go learn something new. My job as a fire marshal, I'm responsible for education tonight, investigation, and prevention. Tonight what I want to go over is some similarities between Waldo and the Woodmoor area, and how, with regards to mountain shadows, Woodmoor is scarier than mountain shadows. Let's look at a few things with Colorado Springs. This is the cost to date for the Waldo fire. 2 killed. $16.68 million in costs. The other costs up here. And currently, right now, today, $25,000 a day the Waldo fire is still costing us. It's coming out of our taxes. What's it going to cost up here? How many homes were taken out in Colorado Springs? 350. In a modern American city with a modern progressive fire department with 20 stations, hundreds of apparatus, and hundreds of firefighters in the year 2012. We are a little different up here. We don't have hundreds of apparatus, we don't have hundreds of firefighters, and we don't have hundreds of fire hydrants, let alone 2,600 homes in the Woodmoor area. Different areas of how we're going to evacuate. How are you guys going to get out of here? A few things I have found as a fireman when we're out on a traffic accident and we've had to block the road. Hey, you need to turn around and go out the other way. What other way? Where are you from? Here. It happens. If you really think about it, you go to work and go home the same way every day. It's creatures of habit is what humans are. If you've ever watched the show Cops, when a police officer is chasing that car, how many times you see him signal his turn signal? That's where we're at. The guy turns on his turn signal saying, I'm turning left, but I'm going to run the red light while you're chasing me. These are the things that we don't think about. How are you going to evacuate your home? How are you going to get out of here? We have very restricted areas, very congested areas, as compared to mountain shadows. 32,000 people evacuated there. It took a while. 2,600 homes here. It's going to take a while. But we're going to have the fire here. We're going to have it. It's a matter of what can you do to help us put it out. A big thing is keeping the fire on the ground. So your Woodmoor foresters have been telling you, limb your limbs. There's a reason for that. An airborne fire is too difficult to fight. It's past us. It's already a block away. That's why we're asking you to space your trees, keep your grass cut, just like you normally would. There's some pictures in here of where people here store their firewood. Cedar shake roofs are just not good. I mean, I'd say just crazy to have a cedar shake roof. I live in Old Colorado City, and I was getting ash at my house on Tuesday. I didn't even know mountain shadows was going on because I was just coming down the pass from working in Cascade all day. And I had already gotten pushed off the line over there. And that day, too, the public information officer had come up with a bus up to Pyramid Mountain. They're in Cascade showing, so everybody get their pictures from CNN and everywhere else. So I got the PIOs off to the side and said, hey, what's going on? What have you heard? X-Ray and Yankee have already been pushed out of their lines. Those were the lines that were trying to hold above mountain shadows. This was noon. I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe they'll get it back, whatever the winds are doing. An hour later, I'm pushed off up in Cascade. I'm on a hand crew. I cannot engage a fire on the ground, just me, with my little bag and my little yellow shirt and my little tool, of a flame length longer than 4 feet. If it's longer than 4 feet, it will kill me. I can't engage it. If it's longer than 8 feet, we have to pull back. We can't use equipment. Over 12 feet, all bets are off. What were some of the flame heights I saw up at the Waldo? Well, I'm in Cascade, 200 to 300 feet height. Well, the fuel supported it. It's a forest. Nobody's up there thinning the trees. Nobody's up there limbing the trees. Why is our forest this way? 100 years of fire suppression by humans have impacted, they're not the Rocky Mountains anymore. They were called the Rocky Mountains for a reason. They were rocky. They had little trees on it. We here in Woodmoor, anywhere east of I-25, we live on the prairie. From here to the Mississippi is the prairie. The prairie loves fire. We control fire. We put fire out so fast in the last 100 years that we have this buildup. And again, too, when you just look out the window here to the east, that's our buildup of, that's what we want. Okay, well, let me tell you why you don't want all of it. You kind of want to cut it down a little bit and minimize it. Because the biggest thing you want me to do is stop at your house and put out the fire or defend it. This is the Waldo Canyon fire about 12:15 off the summit of Pikes Peak. I happened to get this photo because there happened to be a Pueblo firefighter up on the summit getting ready to walk down. It's just a little tiny thing. Can you see it? Right here. About 12:15. We get into it a few more minutes. It's already starting to make a cumulus cloud above it. That's how much heat has been released so far into the atmosphere. And that's one of the things we call is the plume-dominated fire. And again, I've heard people, well, that won't happen in Woodmoor. That ain't really big right now. It's a Woodmoor-sized fire if we have an issue here. And it's already going plume-dominated. It's going to control its own weather. It's going to make its own weather. There's no reason why Woodmoor can't do that also. The fuel loads here, this is all your fuel. That's a satellite shot. That is nothing but trees or firewood. Your house, made out of wood, is a big block of firewood. And it will kill me too, or you. One of the things, if you can, please, if we call for an evacuation, please leave. It makes our job easier. In Cascade, they shut down Highway 24. I could have taken a nap on Highway 24. It was nice not to have to worry about civilian traffic, and we can move where we need to very quickly and do what we need to do. So if we have that up here, hopefully we don't, but there's no reason why it can't, please follow your evacuation. So as we see here, they're probably just down from the 16 Golden Stairs, still above Timberline, getting ready to head over the Cirque before they make that big long run back over across the face and down into Timberline. And now she's getting a good head to it. They made Timberline. Let's say that it took them, they were traveling light, they looked young, hour and 15 minutes to get down. There's an hour and 15 minutes on our Waldo fire. And it is off to the races. Now a question you may ask is, well, the access for Waldo was restricted. Sure was. It was going to take the team, once they got to Waldo Canyon parking lot, put their gear on, your little shovel, and your little bag, and your little yellow shirt, and walk in there. Well, we're not going in there because it's already too big. All right, let's transfer this over to Woodmoor. Will it get this big of a head to it? Hopefully not. But how's that fire going to start here in Woodmoor? Well, there's all kinds of ways. The RV parked in your driveway, you're doing some maintenance before you go move it out. It catches on fire. Obviously, you have a house fire, electrical, chimney. When was our last chimney fire here? Week ago, right? Week and a half ago, because I was here on that Saturday and I was off to a fire that afternoon Sunday. A chimney fire in Woodmoor on the 20th of July. Hey, we're human. We're not all the smartest people in the world, right? I mean, it was 90 degrees that day. But it was a chimney fire. Before that, when was our last wildland fire up here in Tri-Lakes? I took Jim to it the other week. A week prior to that, up on a roller coaster and County Line. And it was created by a malfunction on a brush hog that was out there mowing the lawn. It was very small, acre and a half. Fortunately, it was east of Roller Coaster Road. The winds were out of the southeast, and it got up to Roller Coaster Road and died. Had it been on the other side of Roller Coaster Road, you know the big postage stamp up there of open property? It was going all the way, and it was going all the way north, and it was going all the way west. And if you look at the trees at Furrow and 83, they're really ripe to start getting it in there to Silverhorn and all you guys up there in the northeast corner northwest of Furrow. So the fires are happening here. Why you're having a chimney fire in July, you know. The other cause, you know, how else do we cause a fire? Well, lightning, you know, act of God. Anybody ever heard of the suicide squirrel? We have those, and the birds. If they get in the wires and they just hit it just right, bang. They fall off the power line, land on the ground, they're already on fire, and now we have a fire. Obviously, fireworks, not a good idea. Firearms, and whatever other things humans can really think of to do stupidly while it's, you know, a bad fire season. Sunday evening in Cascade. I'm at the Pikes Peak Overlook Sunday evening doing lookout for the Structure Protection Group for Cascade. And we're not going to stop the fire, we're just trying to keep the houses from burning down. It was just doing some wind direction change. You can see Highway 24 is just no traffic. It was really strange to be up there and hear everything. I could hear the chainsaws running in Cascade because there's just no traffic. The birds singing, doing their thing. And when this fire got ripping up in here, 200 to 300 foot flame heights, I could hear the trees exploding across the valley. I'm at the overlook. I got ash falling on me, and I start looking below me and above me for a spot fire, because what am I going to do? My first stop was going to be North Catamount Reservoir and jump in the water, if it was that bad. If it was a little more delay, maybe I head up the hill, get above Timberline, or Ludlow Road to go out there, because CSU had already opened all the gates and unlocked them, not knowing when and if the fire would come across into our additional watersheds. That's our drinking water.